Well, hey folks, Real Honesty with German Limbs, my SmackDown Live 205 Live Corpus Christi review. CM Punk can move on with his life because he won that civil defamation lawsuit, and Dr. Mon can put a Z-Pack on it for the pain he's dealing with. You stupid son of a bitch. And I'm not the biggest CM Punk fan as far as how he walked out of the company, but let him move on with his life. The doctor was stupid for suing him. That's all I'm going to say about that. Derb, enjoy your vacation, my friend. You have more than earned it. My best friend, brother from another mother. Thank you for being such a great friend, being the star of the show. Can't wait to have you back on the reviews. Possibly by TakeOver Chicago or at least Money in the Bank. We shall see. But for now, enjoy your vacation. Now, Carmella opened the show, and Carmella is trash. Mella is trash. She's not money. She's trash. You guys can like her if you want. There are people that are watching that like Carmella. Great. I'm not saying that the person is bad, but the character is bad. She's the worst women's champion that they've had in a number of years. Yeah. She's up there. She's below Sable. Don't get me wrong. Sable's still the worst because Sable's a stupid cunt. And she's maybe below Kelly. I don't know though. Yeah, she's below Kelly because Kelly never should have won it. But there are some people that are ranked above or ranked below Carmella because Carmella's pretty trash. In fact, all the women's champions currently are not very good. Carmella comes out, cuts promo, talks about Asuka's streak, Asuka winning, but then, I beat Charlotte Flair. If Asuka does not cave her face in 30 seconds at Money in the Bank, and if Asuka loses in Money in the Bank, Asuka should leave. Go back to Japan, and WWE might as well just throw the title in the trash, because that's where Carmella has put it. Medusa put the title in trash in 1995. Granted, it was a WWE Women's Championship. That's where the title is now. It's in the fucking trash because of Mella. Because Mella is trash. The character. So in case anybody wants to crop this video, and in case anybody wants to send it to Carmella because they're all so hurt, character. I don't think the person herself is trash. But anyway. Asuka comes out, poor Asuka. Yeah, Mandy and Sonya come out. Mandy cannot talk. She can't really wrestle either. She's not terrible, but she's not really good. I don't see the hype with her. I see the hype with Sonya. I think Sonya is a big project and somebody they can invest in. Asuka says, I'll take you both on because she's hardcore. That's a Tommy Dreamer reference from ECW with two women. Okay, probably should move on from that. But anyway, Asuka versus Sonya and Mandy. Good enough match. Sonya should have not tapped out here. Asuka should have tapped out Mandy, because here's why. Then Sonya could have said, okay, hey, you beat Mandy, but you didn't beat me. I want a one-on-one match. Then you build to that next week. Now, we've already seen Sonya lose, so now we'll probably have Mandy attack Asuka next week, and then Sonya will still lose, and then it's just going to make them look ridiculous, when Sonya should be the one you're kind of eking up a little bit and building. Mandy I don't really care about, because I don't think Mandy's that good. But Carmella was on commentary for this, and I'm sorry, Carmella cannot do commentary. It took so much away from the match. Her and Graves might as well just start fucking making out with the way they were, all smooching all over each other. It was ridiculous. And by the way, and this is not a knock against Carmella, but they need to stop having a lot of the women tan so damn much. Because it's ridiculous. The amount of tan or spray tan, whatever, it's ridiculous. You don't need women that tan. If they're naturally that tan, great. You don't need to go overboard because that just makes the women look ridiculous. So, afterwards, Asuka, and Mella face off, as Carmella gets in the ring. Mandy tries to attack her. Asuka attacks her. Carmella lays out Asuka again. Asuka needs to cave her face in within 30 seconds. Otherwise, if Asuka loses, I just go back to Japan. Seriously, at this point, they don't care about the women's division if they're going to have Asuka lose. Asuka needs to be... They'll probably have Sonya and Mandy interfere, cause a DQ, and that'll extend this feud. Because having Carmella as champion apparently hasn't been torturous enough. So, backstage we have New Day saying, Miz, you can, it's like, if you want to figure out which one of us is going to be in the Money in the Bank, Big E says at one point with names in the hat, you need to reveal our member. All right. Big E having some fun. Love some dirty humor. It's always good. And then, of course, you had them switch the hat because they put Mrs. Visor, a little headband thing over his face. And he reached in and it was pancake batter in this other hat. And then, I guess that's assault and battery. Ow. That was a stupid pun. Good pun, though. Anyway, And then, of course, Miz at one point, because his hand's covered in pancake batter, is getting it all over everybody's face, including Xavier. Not the first time that's happened. Moving on. Yeah, so then Harper versus Anderson, and okay, this is just pretty much a singles match where they're going to have Rowan versus Gallows next week. And it was, remember when Harper was super over just over a year ago, and they did fucking nothing with him as a single star and took him off TV because they didn't want him to get over? Yeah, good job, WWE. Now you put him in a tag team that probably isn't going to go anywhere. Anyway, so yeah, Anderson beat Harper. Okay. I hope the Bludgeon Brothers retain at Money in the Bank. I'm going to be making Money in the Bank predictions probably sometime after SmackDown next week, so stay tuned for those. Naomi and Jimmy Uso had a promo. I don't know what the fuck was going on. I think somebody's going to get snatched bald in the Uso Glow Penitentiary, and that's what I'm calling it now. Jimmy Uso and Naomi versus Aiden and Lana. It was messy because there were a lot of botches. Poor Aiden, by the way. Because Aiden had to basically save everybody. Naomi, who is a really good athlete, nearly freaking killed herself on that dive. And Aiden actually saved her and set her right on a dive to the outside. It just, seriously, that was not good. That was scary. But at least Naomi was saved. Everybody seemed okay. Okay. Cool. Whatever. Jimmy Uso and Naomi won. Whatever. Please don't have Lana win the Money in the Bank briefcase. They're going to ever win the briefcase. Stupid. But anyway, then the contract signing. Okay, they did this backstage table, with a table, and actually didn't have anybody go through a table. But it was almost like the Flair-Hogan contract signing that they did for Bash at the Beach 94, or just before Bash at the Beach 94. And it was different, and I liked this, because it was like Paige was overseeing the proceedings. Nakamura is just trolling Styles and everything, saying the pen doesn't work. And then Styles slaps him, and Nakamura, and then sells it, and then takes a pen out of his coat and gets and signs it or whatever. So Nakamura just being a fun heel. I really did like the style of his contract sign. I know it was different. I did like it, so that was pretty cool. And then I hate the tea time thing, by the way, that Becky and Charlotte do. I actually hate the tea time thing in general. It's stupid. Sorry, it's dumb. If you guys like it, cool, but I just think it's dumb. Ooh, the tea time thing. What the fuck does it mean? Am I just so old now to touch? I have no idea what the fuck anybody's talking about anymore. Anyway, so Becky versus Charlotte was good. This should have been the main event, though. But I kind of figured out why it wasn't, because it was really short. It was a good match, but it was really short. And shockingly, Becky tapped Charlotte. That means Becky, unfortunately, probably isn't winning Money in the Bank, but hey, cool, Becky tapped Charlotte. And then Joe is great on promos. The Women's Summit is next week. I guess Paige is hosting it with all the SmackDown women, and my guess is it's going to turn into a schmoz, and we're going to have a couple singles matches, or a tag match. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. Maybe have Charlotte and Lana versus, oh God, they're going to have Naomi and Lana versus Charlotte and Becky. I don't know what they're going to do. Whatever, okay. Then they did a big cast promo with Renee where they were kind of in front of the crowd, and it almost reminded me of like the early 90s WWE ones where they would interview superstars and be right on a stage, right in the not in the crowd, but around the crowd and everything. And it was really cool. It was really, really cool. Unfortunately, Big Cass can't cut promos. Get rid of this guy. Get rid of him. He's not valuable. He can't cut a good promo. He's not very interesting. He doesn't have star written all over him. And I remember thinking sometime last year, Big Cass might have potential to be a single star. How wrong I was. Big Cass is not any good. He's trash. Seriously. He's fucking trash. This isn't an interesting feud with Daniel Bryan. It's not interesting. Daniel Bryan needs to beat him in about 5 minutes. I would say send Cass down to NXT, but there's so many people leagues above him in NXT. I think he might get released or something. I mean, I don't know. Vince loves big guys. Who knows? I'm not saying he should get released, but he's not valuable. He's not. What good is he? He's not any good. And then you have Sin Cara and Almas. They're going to have a match next week. Almas blindsides Sin Cara. Okay, cool. Whatever. Should be an interesting match. I don't know what Almas is doing for the pay-per-view. Maybe Almas interferes in Daniel Bryan Big Cass match, and Almas feuds with Daniel Bryan into Extreme Rules. That'd be kind of cool. New Day versus Miz, Rusev and Joe. It was good. It was good enough. Good pacing. At one point, pancakes are brought in the ring. And, Miz is like bringing pancakes in. Oh, he's going to get Big E back. He throws pancakes, ends up hitting Joe and Rusev with him instead. So they lay him out. And then Miz gets destroyed by New Day. And New Day gets the victory. So it was good. It was a good enough match. Well done. I will say, despite the fact that I shit on some of this stuff, tentative. God. B minus. Tentative B minus. I almost want to say C plus, but I like the different style they did for a couple of segments, and some of the stuff was good, despite Carmella and Big Cass stinking up the joint. I do want to know where the Iconics and Sandy are. That's a good question. Whatever. I don't know. Sandy, I know, made their debut in a live event, but anyway. So, 205 Live, quick review here. Drake hypes up the card. 3 matches tonight. Well, 2 matches mainly that he hypes up and say, TJP in action. It was Lindsay Dorado versus Brian Kendrick. Good enough match. Drew on commentary. Kind of just slamming the whole Lucha House Party. Team do a good Lucha thing, as I call them. Good enough match. Lindsay got the win. I can talk. And then Gulak attacked the Lucha House Party afterwards. Because, what happened is, even though it seemed like Lindsay was going to lose, no, got the victory. Metalik had a spot where he got shoved into the barricade when Kendrick had, thrown Lindsay into a distractor grip Metalik. And then Gulak, after the bell, attacks Kalisto, shoving him into Metalik in the barricade, attacks Lindsay. And we're going to get a 6-man tag. Gallagher, Kendrick, and Gulak versus Team Do a Good Lucha Thing is what I'm going to call them. Team Do a Good Lucha Thing next week. So, okay. And then they have recast Cedric versus Murphy, that blowaway match that they had on 205 Live last week. That was good stuff. TJP beat Brian Keith. It was a squash. He wants competition. He was cutting a promo on this whole thing, doing that where I want better competition. Put him on SmackDown. I don't care. TJP is a good wrestler. I mean, his attitude on Twitter is in our story. He's a good wrestler. I mean, if you're going to use somebody as a good wrestler, I guess you probably should put him on SmackDown. I mean, you could put him on Raw, but I don't think he'd do too well, though he might get a few more opportunities because they're kind of all over the place there. But SmackDown, I think, would be better for him. Who knows what's going to happen? Lio Rush isn't ready for 205 Live. Yeah, it's a little dig at Lio Rush for what he said about Emma being released. I guess it's what really happens when you're not ready for Asuka. I'm personally not a fan of Lio Rush necessarily. I pretty much have despised him in the ring since that video popped up months and months ago, almost a year ago, of him doing that, taking that powerbomb or that package powerbomb pile driver thing, whatever, off a ladder through tables, and he just pops up no selling it. He should have been vilified for that. But whatever. Okay, Lio Rush coming to 205 Live. Probably the best use for him. But I wouldn't be surprised to see him jobbed out. I don't know. He hasn't really been on TV much. I guess he's been teaming with Babatunde. I think that's how you say it on the NXT house shows. Okay, whatever. Anyway, Ali versus Buddy Murphy. Good enough match. Stop doing the apron spots. Stop doing the reverse hurricanrana. I get it. Wrestling isn't ballet, but good Lord. Stop doing this. Those spots, that's dangerous. Hugely dangerous, especially with a big schedule like WWE. It was well-paced. Hideo caused a DQ and attacked both of them. Maybe Hideo's going to be the one to challenge Cedric Alexander. I'm for that, because Ali's already challenged him. Murphy already challenged him. We shall see. But, yeah, not a bad episode, 205 Live. I'll say B-. Good storytelling, but the way they did some things weren't exactly great. But I'll say B- overall for that and for SmackDown. So anyway, that's what I gotta say. Do you agree? Do you disagree with what I said? Like, share, comment, subscribe. Twitter link in the description. It's been Real Honesty with John Wrestling, SmackDown Live, Corpus Christi review, along with 205 Live. See you soon.